Hello and welcome to Honors English 1 Spring Semester 2017. My name is Mrs. Filler. Legally, my name is Gilbert Filler, but I just go by Mrs. Filler to make things a little bit easier. I run a Google Classroom, so it's really important that when you return the syllabus, if you would please include your email address, parents. I can add you to the account. So I can invite you as a guardian, and you can keep track of what is coming up, what we've done, what has not been turned in, and the like. Just going through the setup of Google Classroom, I do like this new feature, new this year, which is the topics, so that it's easy to access information. So if we know, for example, that we're working on the novel of Mice and Men, you can click right over here once that topic comes up, and you'll be able to get all the things that we are looking at there. One thing I would like to bring to your attention is class info and links folder. Right here you have a copy of the syllabus. It will also be uploaded to my teacher web page. And in addition to that, there's also this link to PearsonRealize.com, which is the online version of our student textbook. I have students keep their textbooks in the classroom just because it's easier for them to have it here. I don't assign a whole lot of homework through it, and I just found that students tend to keep their books longer if they stay in the classroom. But Pearson Realize has everything in our textbook online. It is a great resource, especially for the athletes and the students who participate in plays, so that they don't have to lug around their textbook if they need to reread something or they need to look at the textbook for any reason. Each story has an audio component to it, so that they're able to listen to it. I found this particularly helpful for our student athletes who sometimes have long bus rides and get car sick. They can listen to the assignment on their smartphone. Click over to my syllabus. One thing I did want to highlight is that although I go by Mrs. Filler, my email address is elizabeth.gilbertfiller@qacps.org. This is the best way to reach me. Since I teach during the day and I'm in planning for only 90 minutes, email is the way to go. But of course, you're always more than welcome to call me at the annex. That number is 410-643-7172. During the course of Honors English, we are going to read a series of nonfiction articles. We're going to read a bunch of short stories, a bunch of poems, 3 novels, and a play. This is a lot, and this is because this is an honors level course. So we do go through things at an accelerated pace. There's also a certain level of behavioral expectations that I have with an honors course, so that I hold them to a higher standard of behavior, participation, interaction, respect, and so on and so forth. The one thing that I do want to highlight is that students will have to read deeply, so this will include a lot of annotation. This will include rereading something several times, taking notes, interacting with the text, and really kind of, I call it surgery, metaphorically, ripping apart a piece of literature to understand what is the deeper meaning of it. Just to go over a couple things, I do ask that students have a notebook just to have some paper. It doesn't have to be specifically just for English. Please bring a writing utensil every day. Colored pencils, crayons, and markers are always appreciated. I have classroom sets. But the one thing I am running low on, and I would ask every student to bring, please, is Post-it notes and highlighters. Because like I said, we really do mark up the text. And so with the textbook, they get their own copy of it. It's theirs to keep. They can write in that. They can highlight it. They take it home at the end of the semester. But our novels cannot be written in unless you purchase them. And in that case, Post-it notes work really well for taking notes and keeping track of things. And it actually helps the paper writing process tremendously. My grading policy is the county's grading policy. The final exam is worth 15% of the grade. Summative assignments, which would include tests, papers, essays, and projects, are worth 45%. And formative assessments like homeworks, quizzes, vocabulary, warm-ups are all worth 40%. I do not accept late work, period. If a student is absent, then I will take late work. They need to have a note for that. If a student is having an extenuating circumstance, I encourage him or her to please email me, get in contact with me, and I may be able to make an exception, but there's 2 weeks is the absolute maximum where I would accept any late work for any bit of credit. Please make sure that you go over students the issue of academic dishonesty. Sometimes students, especially in English class, accidentally plagiarize, so it's very important that a student learn that when he or she is doing research on the internet to cite all the sources that they use. I look forward to having another honors class. I tend to get along very well with my honors students, and we tend to have a really good time while at the same time learning a lot. So if you would please, when you get the syllabus, have them go over it with them, sign it, return it, add the email address if you want to be added to Google Classroom, or phone number if that's the best way to reach you. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to a good semester.